We play on under the summer sun of Waco, Texas. A double dip in the Little League Baseball Southwest Regional today. Opening up with the boys from Clinton Baseball Association Little League out of Mississippi wearing the red, trying to take down the Boerne Little League All-Stars back in black. 2 games today. Our first with Mississippi and Texas West. We follow that up with Texas East and Arkansas. Here's what's on the line. If you lose, it's back to school shopping. If you win, you get to face the winner of the other game and a matchup tomorrow. With Carter Wanhanen, I'm Lowell Galindo. Hello and welcome back to Waco, Texas. It feels like we barely know this Texas West squad from Boerne Little League. We saw them play in the opening game. They came up short against the All-Stars from Lamar Little League, Texas East, but in that losing performance actually did a lot of things that were eye-opening.
Yeah, the score of that game one does not tell the whole story from what we saw from this Boerne Little Leaguers. And you talk about a team that leads this tournament in on-base percentage. They out-hit the boys from Texas East 7-5 in that 10-3 loss, but you know this coaching staff is talking about the at-bats. They were able to build a lot of things offensively, just weren't able to cash in some RBI situations. And they're going to need those bats against the team from Mississippi that had a slow day yesterday, Lowell. They're trying to get back in the right direction.
They have one of the brightest stars that we've seen in this regional. His name is Brentley Ashley. He's strong, he's fast, he does it all.
He's pretty fantastic. And you see what he did on the mound. 12 punch-outs in a start versus New Mexico on Thursday. Added a couple of hits, including this RBI double all the way to the fence in left center field. It's a team that got no hit yesterday in Mississippi. They're trying to get back on the horse, and you know they're excited to be back in the ballpark today.
3 combined pitchers for Louisiana. Shut them out. No hit, the All-Stars from Mississippi. Now they will face the undisputed ace for Boerne Little League, Merritt Coon.
Yeah, you talk to Greg Yostin's coaching staff, and there's no question as far as who their #1 is, and it is #1, Merritt Coon on the mound. The fastball's up to 73 miles an hour. It is some real heat from the mound, and you know he's looking out to get out to a great start in this elimination game.
Continuous batting order for all teams, meaning you hit everybody that's on the roster. And here's one of the most entertaining players leading off from Mississippi, Legend Gary. It's not just the name, it's the swag with the high socks, the defensive brilliance at second base. And let me tell you, this young man can fly. That's in on the hands, and it's fouled off. Another hot, steamy day here in Waco, Texas. Temps approaching triple digits. We'll have multiple hydration breaks throughout the course of this game. Here's the 0-2 from Cood, and that nearly hit our guy Legend. Don't want to mess with him like that.
It's just one of those days in the box you're going to need to be quick with the hands. Got to get that front foot down, be ready to hit a good fastball, because you're going to see a bunch of them for as long as Cood's in the ballgame.
And there's an early strikeout from Merritt Cood. They call him Merritt Cuda.
This is what he does. We're going to have to substantiate that. I think you may have come up with that one. I don't know if that is a homegrown name, but maybe it sticks. We'll see. We'll see what kind of performance he's got out there today. I have to think that that's not going to be the last punch out that we see for as long as Cood's in the ball game. It's a real deal fastball on the bump.
Now we got power on power. Ashley to center field, and the scouting report by you, Connor, spot on. His 3rd base hit in 3 games here in Waco.
And this is exactly what you want to do. Set it coming into the game, but a no-hitter yesterday against this Mississippi team. Combined effort by the boys from Louisiana, but this is how you do it with real velocity. You can see how loose he is. He's not trying to do too much with this. Try to get the barrel of the bat to the baseball and let the velocity from Cood do the damage.
That is in for a strike to Grant Utroska, hitting in the 3 spot. 2 for 2 so far in this Southwest Regional. And that's off the hands. Oh, the full extension with the back shoulder fade to Kaysen Martinez.
And you don't get an extra out for this, but I think he kept the feet in bounds too. This is a really nice job of sticking with this one for Martinez. Sometimes those balls off the hand, they can have some funky spin coming off of a right-handed bat like this, and it's a nice job understanding where he is securing that baseball for out #2.
I'm going to make the case that the top defensive position that we've seen from all 7 teams, first base.
Yeah, and second second place in that category would be third base. It's been the corners. That's where the action has been this whole Southwest Regional.
Jackson Stedman, one of the top pitchers, the boys from Mississippi, trying to get the bat going. Here's the 0-1 from Cood. Cood just looks like he oozes upside on the mound. He's got the frame, the long levers.
That is about as smooth of a motion and mechanics that you're going to see from a 12-year-old. That is really crisp for the right-hander, Cood.
And that gets away from Chandler Schrammick. Ashley moves up, scoring position. Stedman looking to put one in play. Trying to score the speedy Brentley Ashley from second. In on the hands, defensive swing. Stays alive.
You can see it's a heavy fastball attack here through the first 11 pitches. Has not really had to change speeds a whole lot. And that's in the back of your mind if you're Jackson Stedman. But you've got to honor the fastball and the velocity that Cood has. That's what you're ready to hit. Just have to react if you see something different.
That is down, and it's 2-2. Boys from Mississippi only had to play in the state tournament. They won that, but had not played together in a tournament since mid-July before coming here. And this is Jackson Stedman refusing to give in, and we've got a full count.
It's a really nice take on a pitch that you know Cood gets a lot of swing and miss on, down and away like that, but Stedman able to run it to a full count.
And again, seeing it deep and just giving him a chance to see another pitch.
Yeah, and this is one that it's an at-bat that starts to drive up some pitch count too. 7 pitches for Cood coming into this AB, but Stedman really making him work right now.
Pitch 15. In there, no doubter, strikeout number 2 for Merritt Cood. What do they call him in Bernie?
They call him the Merritt Cuda. And this is why. A couple of punch outs to get things going. Bernie coming to the plate.
Bottom of the first in our opening game of day number 3 in the Southwest Regional. On Tuesday, we're going to send a team to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Will it be Mississippi? They need a solid pitching performance from William Thompson III if they want to keep this journey alive.
Well, and they've gotten a couple of excellent outings on the mound so far. We talked about Brentley Ashley, what he can do. Jackson Stedman was fantastic in the loss to Louisiana yesterday, and William Thompson, Willie T, is looking to carry that torch with great starting pitching on the mound. And we know this is a Boerne team can hit. You're going to have to be careful about where the location of those fastballs are in case Yarbrough likes to get things started in a hurry.
He is the energy guy, and will lead off this 12-dude lineup for the Boerne Little League All-Stars. Boerne, Texas is north of San Antonio. Grew up in San Antonio, so I consider it an extension, suburb of the great 210. First pitch to Yarbrough from Willie T. Now that is smooth. Willie T. And speaking of smooth, Yarbrough, certainly that at shortstop. Great looking swing as well. Fouls that one back. big Tatis Jr. guy. That's off the cap, back to Willie T. One down. Go for it. You say something.
You go back to the outing yesterday for Jackson Stedman, and Louisiana came out of the chute quickly. They scored 2 runs in about 5 minutes in the top of the first. But after that, it was easy going for Stedman on the mound. And talking to Jonathan Foltz, the manager for this Mississippi club, they hang their hat on their pitching. And that is their calling card, and they're going to need a lot of it today and through the rest of the week to work through this bottom side of the bracket.
It's going to bring up Walker, Texas Ranger Yost. His dad, Greg, the manager, also coaches third base for the Boerne All-Stars. Also unconfirmed that Texas Ranger, Texas-Ranger is his middle name. But it would be sweet if it was.
You've got the creative juices flowing today as far as the
it's
name,
day
the
number
name
3.
game is concerned.
It is day number 3 here in Waco. Having a good time with it. Walker is aboard via the walk. There's Greg, his pops. Done a tremendous job with this Texas West group.
Yeah, we're talking to Greg Yost this week heading into the tournament, and talk about how this team is a bunch of grinders, and that's self-proclaimed. They practice about 6 times a week, which is no joke for a group that's coming together for the summer. Get here a couple hours before the game. They are out there in a full practice in the practice field behind us. This is a team that just loves to play ball.
And as opposed to Mississippi, the All-Stars from Clinton, with that smaller Little League footprint of the state of Mississippi, so many Little League programs here in the state of Texas. So it's been a long road for Boerne. This one is fouled back by Merritt Cood. They went 12-1 in postseason play before they got to this regional. So that is winning district, winning sectional, and winning your state tournament. In the dirt, past Utroska, and Yost to second base. So same situation that Mississippi had in the top of the first that Boerne is staring at right now in the bottom of the first. Can they scratch one across?
You go back to the first game for Texas West, and they had a runner in scoring position in every single offensive inning up until the 6th. Weren't able to break through for a run in game 1 against Texas East until that 6th inning, and too little too late at that point. Facing a 10-0 deficit at that point. They've had so many opportunities here in Waco already, even through just 1 game and some change here.
1-2 from Willie T. I'd make the case too that Boerne in that game against Lamar had as many barrels as any other team in a single game here in Waco.
I think that's right. I think that's right. You saw a really good approach at the plate. Up and down this lineup, they can hit.
That's lifted. Utroska loses the mask. I think that may have deflected before coming down regardless. Very tough play for Grant.
Those are tough ones. You're trying to navigate the netting behind home plate, and that spin, as you all know it if you ever played catcher in organized baseball, it's going to be working back towards the field of play. You've got a lot to navigate over there. These guys still getting used to the conditions here at Marvin Norcross Stadium.
Another chance for Grant. Man, that is an all-out effort. And also, something you know, it's different putting on that gear. When you put on that gear, summertime in the state of Texas.
A little bit different back there. And he's getting his sprints in both directions now. I think he's hoping that this ball is just a glove strike that he can field and toss right back to Willie T on the mound.
Coon has fouled off 5 of the 8 pitches from Willie T. And this is a missile to left field. And checking up at third is Walker, and Coon takes second base on the throw. What an at-bat. 8 pitches leading to a single.
This is what Merritt Cood can do. He leads this team in the power category. 6 home runs in that run to get here to Waco. And you see he's just got some top spin on this one to the pull side. Gunnar Foltz has been fantastic at the hot corner for Mississippi, but a little bit too much on this one, and Boerne is threatening here in the first.
Case Greco, the hitter. Check swing. Did he go? No. He did not. Greg Yost over there at third base, obviously confident in his hitters, because we have seen coaches at third be very aggressive, waving runners home. But he checked up his son Walker, believing the Case can get the job done, and nearly did with one of the hotter shots to the opposite field that we've seen. But foul. These boys were out here early from Boerne.
Yeah, it's a bad taste in your mouth after game one that they were obviously on the wrong side of, because you felt that you played a ton better than the score. And those are ones that, you know, they did fire up that competitor inside you. These guys are excited to play, and especially after having a day off yesterday.
Case was described by Greg Yost as the most likely to warrant a phone call to the front desk of the hotel because of a noise disruption. Him and Boone Blaylock. In his words, teenagers stuck in 12-year-old bodies. And that is smoked to right field. It's down. 2 runs will score. Case Greco, the life of the party, legging it out for the triple.
Now, you think these guys are excited to play today and get another opportunity out here? Look at the swing going the other way with some power for Case Greco. He just had a line drive foul ball this direction, goes down and gets this ball and shoots it with some true spin just to beat an outfielder. Splits the outfielder to right center field. Couple of runs coming home, and that's some real emotion from both Greco and his manager over at third base.
Chandler Stramick, the hitter, trying to add. First pitch swinging again to right field. He did it! No! Just lost it at the last moment, but it is a foul ball. Preston Blunt. Incredible. And this is a young man that has not played a lot of defense lately because he's coming back from an elbow issue. So was just cleared to play on Monday. Wasn't even playing defense through the first 2 games for Mississippi.
A little surprised to see him out there, but you get a real look at the athleticism. Almost a hero play out in right field down the line. And that's in a game like this, inning like this defensively, you're seeing some momentum come together on the other side. It takes a special play defensively sometimes to stop that run that you're seeing. Still just 1 out in this bottom of the first.
Work it down to the zone, and Willie T gets a strike. It's 2-2 to Chandler Stramick. His dad, Mark, former UTSA Roadrunner baseball legend, All-American at UTSA, and was the 40th overall pick of the 2002 draft. His boy Chandler is a ball player as well. Described as the quiet engine of this Boerne All-Star team. Legend has it, checks the runner at third just to make sure. And he secures the second out for this bottom of the first. We play 6-inning games here in Little League.
You just get the feel that this one's going to be back and forth. Saw a good swing by Brentley Ashley in the top of the first inning here for Mississippi, and you're seeing some revenge come out. Are the Pit Viper sighting in the first inning?
Yep. The Vipers are out. Come on, that's some top deck, top rope type intensity for Carson Patrick. They don't let just anybody wear Pit Vipers. I mean, it's a way of life. It's a lifestyle choice. When you wake up in the morning, you have to ask yourself, am I ready to put the Pit Vipers on? These aren't Ray-Bans. These aren't Oakleys. These are Pit Vipers, people.
You sound like you've had this conversation with yourself before in the mirror.
And the answer for me is always no. And I go with the Ray-Bans because I'm not built like Carson Patrick. I can't rock number 99. Once a Durham Bull. Now a Boerne All-Star. I think, too, the jersey number has to line up.
It fits. It fits. That's one thing I'm so impressed by all these kids. The look is cohesive, head to toe, every single one of them.
It's like the old photo of Deion Sanders laying out his uni before the start of the game. Patrick down on strikes. Willie T gets out of it, but a 2-spot for Texas West. Case Greco with the big blast to drive in 2. The boys from Boerne looking good. Day number 3 of the Southwest Regional in Waco, Texas, but just the second time that we get to see Texas West, the All-Stars from Boerne. A lot of Boerne High School Greyhound purple in the stands as well. They've made the short trip up I-35. Much longer trip for the folks from Mississippi, Clinton Baseball Association Little League. Clinton, suburb of Jackson, not too far from Pittsburgh. As Preston Blunt, who had that awesome layout attempt in foul territory in right field, leads off. 1 for 3 here in Waco. Just awesome to see him back in the lineup and moving up to where he should be in the heart of this order. We told you he suffered a recent elbow issue that kept him out, but got cleared on Monday to return to action. He hit in the very bottom spot of the lineup in game number 1. 4-0 win against New Mexico, and did enough to make the decision easy to put him back in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, clearly a lot of confidence in the right-hander Blunt out there. Saw the athleticism down the line on almost an incredible play laying out for it. Trying to catch up to the heat from Maricoud on the mound.
Here's the 2-2. Cood with 2 strikeouts in the first, and here's his first in the second. 3 total.
And now you see him really go to an off-speed pitch here. See him break off this. That's a true slider that he's got there, and you don't see a whole lot of it at this level because that spin's just not quite tight enough. And that's a heck of a combination to have, especially you can spin it out there on the outside part of the plate. You're going to get a lot of swing and miss from right-handed hitters on that pitch. Punch out number 3 for Cood today.
Gunnar Fultz to the right side. He's got wheels, but a beautiful flip. Well done. Casey Martinez to Maricoud. Not as easy as it may appear.
Now, this is a play that your college programs practice for about an hour a day, every single day. And this is a defensive unit in Boerne that makes it look easy. Well done between Casey Martinez and Maricoud on the same page.
Gray Shelton, the batter. In front of the plate, and the throw from behind the plate, not quite in time by Shamrick. And Gray Shelton has himself his first hit here in Waco. That deserves a smile.
Sometimes it's those one that you're not trying to, but you roll it out into the perfect spot. Swinging bunt. Maybe could work on the aerodynamics of the hair in the helmet, but it clearly didn't slow him down enough. Able to beat that out for an infield single.
Well, that's father and son sharing a great moment there, first base, with Ben Shelton, one of the assistant coaches. His son, Ben Gray Shelton, standing on first base. No leadoffs here in Little League Baseball. The runner can leave the base when the pitch arrives at the hitter. Must slide into a base, feet first. You can dive back to a base, head first. Oh, goodness. Hot shot to center field, and back-to-back hits by Shelton and now Rustin Landers. Two guys that were hitless coming into this game.
Now look out. We said there was going to be back and forth offense here. This is a team in Mississippi that's got a lot of hits built up in them. None yesterday in the ball game against Louisiana, but already picking up their third base hit here early today.
Asher Cooley also looking for knock number 1. Tries to lay into that one, out of play, and it's 1-1. His favorite movie and book, The Hobbit. It's along the lines of the Lord of the Rings. Is that J.R. Tolkien? What's his name?
Yeah, we were a Harry Potter household.
Okay. Lord of the Rings, legit, by the way.
I've been told.
1-2 to Cooley. Strikeout by Koo. He's got 4 total, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and leaves 2 runners on.
Number 4, he's looking pretty good up there on the mound. High heat, 2-0 Texas West. I haven't seen the guys from Texas West since game number 1, but the bats have been alive to get things started. Merritt Cood picking up the first base hit of the ball game, taking second base on a throw, and then Case Greco, the big blow from the first inning, with 2 men on in scoring position all the way to the fence in right center field. He ends up on third base, and it's Boerne Little League with an early 2-0 lead over Mississippi in an elimination game here this afternoon.
And the timely hits, that's what was missing in the recipe for Texas West in their opener against Lamar, Texas East. And that loss, Boerne left 10 runners on base. Goodness, to left field, Cason Martinez! It falls right in front of the warning track, but deep enough for the stand-up double, a moonshot double for Cason.
Now they're getting out a lot of frustration from game number one. And we talked about how good the at-bats were. A lot of barrels. You've said this time and time again. Pick up another one here. Just a little bit too high of a launch angle. Look at him watch it. Elevate and almost able to celebrate on this ball out to left field. Driving an outfielder back. Anytime you see the backside of a jersey of an outfielder roll, it's a great sign as a hitter.
You call that burning them. Casey Martinez, his first hit. It's a double. Preston Baird looking for his first hit in Waco. And Connor, I don't know about you. I think I've seen enough now through very early in the, 8th inning that we've seen these Boerne All-Stars. This is the best hitting team here in Waco.
Yeah, I think it's the scariest lineup top to bottom. And the interesting thing enough, we've only seen the first half of it here in this ball game. But over the course of the postseason, leading up through the districts, through the sectionals, and the state tournament, it was the bottom half of this lineup that carried a lot of the torch for Greg Yost's club. And we're just getting into where some of those guys have been in the order. When they are firing on all cylinders, 1 through 12, good luck making it through unscathed.
Willie T comes back with a strike. And also have to keep in mind, too, nerves were a bit of a factor for Boerne in that opener against Texas East. Just did not look entirely comfortable. These boys are comfortable now. It's a little too high, and it's handled in left field by Asher Cooley. And it is remarkable, probably not shocking, with the jump and comfort level that all 7 of these teams made between the first day and the second day on here in Waco.
Yeah, you're not here by accident. These are all really talented groups, and as any competitor would, when the stakes are what they are, you start to get excited.
Anders Paulson. Martinez from second. Oh, the arm is there! It gets away, but hold on a second. What is all this nonsense about Preston Blunt coming back from an arm issue? That thing is a rocket launcher.
You had alluded to it about the fact that this was one of, if not the best arm, and get a look at this, an absolute rifle right on top of the third base bag. And if it's not a hard, strong slide from Casey Martinez, that is a double play there. An absolute bullet out of the right hand of Preston Blunt in right field.
So Martinez is able to tag from second. First pitch swinging is Lawson Belden, and it's 0-1. That was phenomenal. Showing why he is one of the top pitchers on this Clinton Baseball Association Little League squad. We were told he would not pitch. We weren't sure if we'd see him in the field. And that's grounded right to Preston Burrow at first base. And it's 2-0 Texas West through 2.
Welcome to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and a slice of sports paradise. Hammered, gone! Up and out of Williamsport.
Are you kidding me? Lay out like a superhero.
Great baseball ahead. Here we go.
20 total teams will make the trip to Williamsport, 10 from the United States, 10 international squads, and Boerne Little League has a history in Williamsport. They won it all here in Waco, Texas 2 years ago and made it all the way that season to the U.S. Championship game. So now Maricoud and company try to live up to the lofty expectations that were placed in front of them by that 2024 squad.
Well, and you look at the talent. We've talked about things in the box. You look at the talent that this team possesses, and they sure can get on another run here. Now, you're going to have to do it out of the bottom side of this bracket over the next few days, but you know, this is a team, again, you talked about what they did in the state tournament. They had the double dip a team that they ultimately beat in the championship to get here to Waco. They've been in this type of position before, and they're trying to come out and take command of this elimination game early in the first half.
Camden Blair, first pitch swinging. Yarbrough from the hole, in time.
Infield defense has been on display all week long here in Waco.
And let me correct myself. Defensive changes as Walker Yost over there at shortstop makes that play, not Case Yarbrough.
Yarbrough had been a staple at the shortstop position for this Boerne Little League. Now Jonathan Foltz, manager for the Clinton Baseball Association Little Leaguers, is going to come out and ask our umpires to take a look at this one at first base. It was a close play over there. Camden Blair was burning down the first base line. Get another look at it. A couple of hops chopped. Walker Yost has to work to the backhand. Gets enough on this throw to get it across. That is a close play over at first base.
So these are the looks that our replay team are taking a gander at. Is he able to make the safety base in time? Yeah, that will be overturned. And so teams have two unsuccessful challenges to work with in regulation. So after that challenge, Mississippi will still have two available if this is indeed overturned. And from that look, certainly seems like that will be the case.
I think it's a good use of a challenge. That's a close play over there at first base. Bang, bang, very tough, especially with you've got the safety base in play. You're as an umpire, trying to look in really two different spots at one time. It's a great effort by Walker Yost at shortstop, but it sure looks like that left foot of Camden Blair gets in there a half step early.
What a shot right there with one of the Boerne coaches just leaning into the fan in the dugout.
That's professionally done. Casual enough to just fade into the background a little bit, but you're also, it's effective.
Hey kids, everybody on the fence, but this is my fan.
See the challenge rules. You're allowed 2 unsuccessful challenges in regulation. Now, if you win one, which certainly looks like maybe the case here for Mississippi, you retain it, don't lose it. If we were to go to extra innings, you would get another had you exhausted the previous 2.
Headset is off. What do we got? And the runner is safe. So that challenge was successful. Call is overturned. John Foltz, Jeremiah Cooley. Yeah. It looked like Coach Cooley was the man that spotted, said, let's do it. Challenge that thing. And it just works. So big moment here for Willie T. After Camden Blair reaches on the infield single. William Thompson, the third, starting pitcher for Mississippi. And look at Willie T.
That's
I mean,
fantastic.
But the expression is the same present day as it was when he was just getting his start.
That is outstanding.
That is intensity. That's focus.
The lack of logo on the hat, too. This is just a gamer.
Yeah.
That's an all-timer.
Willie T, one of the all-time greats.
Well, and a real chance here to help his own cause, too. We talked about it with Brentley Ashley. He was able to do it for this Mississippi club in their opening game versus New Mexico.
And that's hot and inside from Merritt Cood, who will throw that fastball in the 70s. And from 46 feet away, that's absolutely cooking. 3-1, Willie T trying to get something to drive. He thought that was the pitch, and it just slid right under the barrel.
Yeah, the thing that doesn't get talked about a whole lot, you know, we talk about velocity and the distance between the rubber and home plate too, but you look at the long frame for Cood, he gets down that pitcher's mound. That extension is pretty far, so not only is it firm, but it's coming from even shorter than 46.
That's popped up. Cood calls off his third baseman, Preston Baird. Out number 1. And so this is interesting here. With the pitch count now up to 35, they're going to pull Merritt Cood, and this will allow him to return later in the tournament on one-day rest. But what this shows me is that there's real confidence by Texas West that they've got this game.
Yeah, this is betting on your offense to continue what it's been doing. We've seen the swings that they've taken, and you had mentioned before on the play to Walker Yost at shortstop, had to think that that meant that Case Yarbrough was warming up in the bullpen, which it sure looks like he was, and he's going to enter the game on the mound now. I like the move if I'm Greg Yost. You're playing for a head. You got off to a great start in this game. Now you got to carry it through the rest of the way.
So pitching eligibility, balancing this, is really job number 1 for a manager in a tournament like this. So these are the different thresholds. 35 pitches for Merritt Cood, meaning that he can return after 1 day of rest. Since it is Saturday, he needs to take tomorrow off. Then he would be able to return Monday or Tuesday if they want to hold him for that, which would be the Southwest Regional Championship game.
Yeah.
But what you are rolling the dice on is that you can hold off Mississippi without your ace on the mound.
I would think the way that we've seen this decision get made, you're probably looking at a similar type of pitch count for Case Yarbrough as well. He's one of the firmer arms. We've talked about the gun that he has from shortstop. It's going to be another live arm that Yarbrough has. Just saw a sharp breaking ball in his warm-up pitches. But this is what you're trying to do. Hey, can we get a couple of our A guys on the mound to give us 35 pitches apiece, 75 total to 70 total, excuse me, to get us deep enough into this ball game where we let our bats come to life. It's a strategic move. We'll see if it plays out.
Speaking of good arms, Preston Burrow's third cousin has a very good arm. It's Joe Burrow. Preston swings at the first pitch. That's right. His third cousin is Bengals quarterback, LSU legend, Joe Burrow. That's him. Preston with his grandpa Bill, seeing the Bengals play the Saints. And as they should, they take a lot of pride in that last name. And there is the entire Burrow family. And a 1-1 to Preston Burrow.
That's one of those questions that you ask, too. You see the last name going through in the questionnaire. It's, hey, any relation to Joe? Well, actually, yes.
And you never think the answer is actually going to be yes.
Yeah, it's the obligatory question.
There's Grandpa Bill. The 1-2 from Yarbrough. Oh, that is straight up filth from my guy, Case Yarbrough. There was a little grunt and everything on that.
He's trying to torque this thing, and you get a look at the tight spin on this. That is a tight slider up and in below the hands on Preston Burrow. And you're geared up for a fastball. You know that he's got a plus arm on the velocity category. And then when he snaps that off, you just haven't had a whole lot of reps seeing a breaking ball like that. That is a tough combination to have to deal with.
Legend shows bump, pulls it back. We've seen a lot of this slash look from multiple teams here in Waco. High Sox legend Gary, who loves math. He can also rake, but Yarbrough has got some RPM going, some wicked spin. Other High Sox stars, Altuve. Mookie Betts, also rocking the High Sox. Were you ever a High Sox guy? Like Acuna?
I did in high school, and we had some throwbacks in college that we'd wear some High Sox with.
Yeah, those TCU throwbacks, some of the best unis in college baseball.
It's a great look. I recognize the bias. It's a good look.
Now, we had a rule that you had to be fast to pull up the pants, pull up the socks.
Yeah, I think that's one of those unwritten ones. Now these guys today, I'm not going to pretend to know what the rules are in there, but you're looking at two of the best in the Southwest region right now between Legend Gary and Case Yarbrough.
Yeah, they passed the test for wearing the High Sox.
To me, I would cut up my knee so much sliding. I couldn't do this look.
Excuses. Maybe you weren't tough enough. Maybe you weren't tough like Legend Gary. Maybe you didn't have
I don't think that's
that kind of dog in you by Case Yarbrough.
I don't think that's up for debate at all. I'm not going to fight you on that one.
Here's the 2-2. Painting back-to-back strikeouts upon entering the game for high socking Case Yarbrough. And a 2-0 lead for Texas. Two 0 Texas West over Mississippi State in the bottom of the third. Little League and ESPN are proud members of the Aspen Institute's Project Play 63 by 30, which is focused on getting 63% of kids playing sports by 2030. Learn more about what Little League is doing to get kids on the field and all about the ESPN Take Back Sports Initiative by visiting littleleague.org/Project Play. Lowell Galindo, Connor Wanhane, hot, steamy, Waco, Texas. In this elimination game where we have Lyle Fisher just throwing out the barrel to get on. When you're good, you're good.
Now, when it's going right, it's going right. Look at the strength in the hands by Fisher. Just gets the barrel to it and puts it in the right spot up the middle where you're going to split those middle infielders. And Texas West continues to hit. We talked about it with the pitching changes that Greg Yost and his coaching staff are thinking about. And they are betting on this offensive unit to continue tacking on runs.
Boom, Blaylock. That is a knock waiting to happen to left field. How about extra bases, Boone? Blaylock muscling. Oh, we've got a tripping Fisher at third base. The throwback was in time, but they didn't see him. And Lyle gets bailed out. The turf monsters, I mean, they're everywhere, Connor. You never know when they're going to spring up and get you.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do about those monsters out there. But look at the swing. Go down and in for Boone Blaylock out of the 12 hole and put this over the left fielder's head. Another one to the wall. If you played the game long enough, it's happened to everybody. Good on Lyle Fisher to be able to get back into third base safely.
Case Yarborough back to the leadoff man. Ooh. He didn't like it. It's a strike, but not really a pitch that Case can do much with. And that is going to send the runner from third. Fisher will beat the tag, and it's 3-0 Boerne Little League.
Just heads up base running. This does not get too far away from Grant Utroska behind the dish here, and he's one of the better defensive catchers in this Southwest Regional. You see he pounces on this ball, and Fisher's just able to slide in underneath the tag. Another run for Boerne Little League. You feel like they smell blood in the water here, and Case Yarborough wants to put a ball into the gap.
Thinking about that right center gap, Boerne also consistently, this lineup from top to bottom has been nails in being willing to take the ball the other way. Also showing off some pull side pop to go along with that.
And we talked about the depth of this lineup and the length to it. You know, that's your 12 hole, just hit a ball over the left fielder's head. That bottom half of the lineup doing so much of the damage in the districts and the sectionals and the state tournament.
Two to Case Yarborough. Willie T looking for the answer in the punch out. And that is Utroska bodying that one up. The bats have arrived hot for Texas West. And Yarborough draws the walk. Runners on the corners now for Walker Yost, who drew a walk his last time up.
You got to give a lot of credit right now on the mound to William Thompson III. When you're getting blitzed like this with the bats, and you can see that everybody up and down from Texas West is swinging it well. He has stayed in that strike zone. That's just the second free pass that he's issued, and first since the second batter of the ball game.
John Foltz comes out, conversation at the mound with his infield defense. And there is Gregory Yost talking to his son Walker Yost. Big point of emphasis for the Yost household, family-friendly programming. And Greg felt there was not enough of that on the airwaves, the internet these days. So he got his kids hooked on Saved by the Bell. Felt that was good quality programming to go with. And Walker, like his older sister, now obsessed with Screech, Zach Morris, AC Slater, and company.
Yeah, there are worse places you could go. We were a big Friends household.
Yeah. I was about to do the Friends clap. I restrained myself. Who's your favorite, though? I mean, it's Kelly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
anyways, basic runners on the corners.
Poor Mr. Belding. Had to corral all that chaos. The first and third steal, and a successful one by Case Yarborough. I always wanted AC Slater's hair, though. Fantastic. Hit well into right field. Yost drives in one. A Zach Morris-esque RBI single to right.
That's a really nice bookend on that, and an even nicer swing by Walker Yost. He's been very patient at the plate, has a few walks in 3 at-bats in this Southwest Regional, but able to pull this through the 4-hole on the right side of the field, pick up an RBI. And you said this coming into the ballgame. It didn't feel like we got to see the full potential of this Texas West team in game number 1. You're seeing it loud and clear here in the first half of this elimination game.
Cool, first pitch swinging. And let's also go back to the point we made when Greg Yost made the pitching change to go from Cood to Yarbrough. You brought it up, obvious confidence in the bats of Boerne. A lot of these boys, future Boerne Greyhounds.
I feel like you may see a long ball here.
Oh, you're calling it. You called the last one, the inside the Parker. They got it high enough. It's not far enough. Catch made in center field, and another good throw. It's time for Brentley Ashley, who's got that rocket arm in the low 70s on the mound. And that was respect over there by third base. Case is like, yeah, I'm not going to be the guy that gets hosed.
Yeah, I wouldn't run on Brentley Ashley out in center field. That's well done, ranging in on this ball, able to make a strong throw to keep everybody on the corner. Still within striking distance for Mississippi if you can keep this a 4-0 ball game.
Case Greco waiting on that. Yost takes second base. And right back to Bubba T with a throw from Utroska. Don't want to get caught up in the first and third shenanigans. Just go right at him, says Willie T. Willie Thompson, the third. And that is chopped. Going to be a tough play in short. Blair to first base. In time, Yarbrough scores from third, and it's 5-0 Boerne Little League. And like they do in the big leagues, calling for a review. And Greg Yost saying, we want to use one of our replay challenges. Mississippi was successful with theirs. Same type of play over at first base, so let's try our luck.
Yeah, very similar type of play, and almost looked the same in real time. These shortstops all throughout the tournament have been really good about getting the ball out of their hands and over to first base. See a little bit of a different approach. You'd seen in the last one a big stretch out.
This is awesome. We have a little kid that's obviously a Boerne fan looking into our booth at our monitors, screaming from outside, he's safe, as he sees the play.
And if I'm looking at this still shot, I have to think.
Look at him right here.
They're making the official call.
Is he safe or out?
They've got to be making the official call.
Is he safe or out? Is he? What is it? Is he safe or out? You saying safe? He's saying safe. Okay. So the youngsters from Boerne Little League say safe.
They're all in on safe.
I don't know if that's official and what kind of jurisdiction they have over this. But this is also them trying to influence the call.
A lot of credit here to Case Greco as he's running through. You see him going all the way through first base here, and this is how you're taught to do it. And it sure looks like he gets that foot down to the orange base, and that ball is still some daylight.
So Greco is hoping he's got his second hit here.
I may have to agree with our friends outside the booth here.
All right, this is awesome. Let's see what the reaction is going to be from our friends watching outside that were peering in on our monitors to get the call. Now, all these boys from Boerne, they say safe. They're also watching on the app, which is pretty amazing.
They're in the matrix right now.
Yeah.
You're on the screen. You're looking at the screen.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
All right, let's see it.
They were right.
They knew. They knew already.
They were right.
They're like, yeah, why are you excited? We knew. Well done, boys.
So Case has his second hit. 5-0. Texas West with the lead. Here's Chandler Schrammick. Time called behind home plate. as these bats are looking dangerous for the Boerne Little League All-Stars. Got a Kevin McAllister fan.
You got to be careful with Schrammick at the plate. Couple of hits in game number 1 for Boerne Little League. A really nice approach. He is a walking line drive if you put something over the heart of the plate.
The 1-1. Hey, I'm a fan of that cut.
That's a big cut. There's just a better pitch from William Thompson on the mound. Running in on the hands, ties him up. It's a great job to get the 2 strikes.
1-2 from Willie T. That's lifted. It's going to be a tough run for Legend, and it falls in between the defenders. A force out at second, not in time. Bases loaded on the seeing eye single from Chandler Schrammick, perfectly placed in shallow right field. Even when they're not getting barrels, they're getting hits. One of them days.
Yeah, there's something to be said for just getting it into play here. And Schrammick, the benefactor of just good placement out there in shallow right. And I think Jonathan Fultz may want to look at that play at second base. You know, as a base runner at first, you're thinking that there's a good chance that that ball is going to be caught. So you're not getting too far off of first base because that one's right in front of you in shallow right field. Then when it hits the turf, you've got to turn the jets on and get to second base. You saw Legend Gary a couple of double pumps to then throw to second. We'll obviously get a look at this if that's what the challenge is about.
We're looking at the right foot. Seeing if did it come off.
That's what it looked like in real time. It looked like it was coming off as he was making the catch. You see him on the backside of second base.
But from right there. So what's important here, rule on the field, that the runner was safe. And so is there enough from that angle? This may be better without an obstruction from the ump to overturn. I don't know. Should we consult our friends? Phone a friend?
I mean, do you think that there is a world where they would say overturn this to out?
No. All right, so the call on the field, safe at second base, meaning the foot of Blair came off the bag.
Yeah, this may be a good one to see if the foot's on as that ball enters his glove.
Let's keep it going. I'm saying that's an out. Barely. Right there.
Yeah, and it looks like
by a frame.
Greco is still sliding into the bag too, and it looks like that right foot. I don't know if that's to the back side of second base of Greco as he's sliding in. You know, this is the funny thing about replay in baseball is you can have all those looks, and it's a great job by the crew having all 3 of those that you can go to, but you're still splitting hairs on whether or not.
So Mississippi has challenged once. It was successful, so they have retained their challenges for the rest of regulation. We'll still have 2 remaining if this is successful, but if it is not, they will have 1 more remaining. Now we got the Super Zoom. What does the Super Zoom show us? Out. Maybe? Out. Connor, weigh in.
I don't disagree with you. I do think it's tough, and this is where the call on the field comes into play. But you get a look here where if you feel that the ball beats Greco to second base, you can see the foot still on second when it enters the glove of Blair at shortstop.
All our umpires and all our Little League regionals, volunteers. We appreciate everything that they do to make this go. And they've done a fantastic job this week. Our crew today, Philip Ramirez, Mark Brown, Todd Marr, Ramey Brown. Thank you for making an impact on this tournament and in the lives of these young dudes that love the game. They obviously love the game as well, because it is hot, peak summer heat in the state of Texas. They have been all over it, and the call is safe. So Mississippi loses the challenge and will have one remaining in regulation, which is 6 innings in the Little League postseason.
And I think that one's just really tough to overturn. And now you find yourself in a spot for Texas West. You can really put some separation here. The bases loaded, just one out.
Uh-oh. Oh, man. My man Pitt Viper also loves the jalapeno cheeseburger. Oh, legend! Got it, the double play! Legend Gary, say it real fast, and he's legendary.
Now, this is what you have to have in a sticky situation like this. Lays out to his right in the presence of mind to get it to second base. Outstanding play, Legend Gary.
A 5-hit, 3-run inning for Texas West takes us to the top of the 4th in this elimination game. New Mexico, our first team eliminated. That happened yesterday. We have 2 elimination games today. Our next one is Arkansas and Texas East. The winner of this game will play the winner of the next game, and that matchup will come tomorrow. Brentley Ashley, one of the mega stars of this Southwest Regional, stands in. 2 for 4 with a double. And the most dynamic pitching performance by an individual that we've seen thus far and in a long time in the Southwest Regional. He did that game number 1, leading Mississippi to the 4-0 win against New Mexico in a 1-hit performance.
Fastball splitter is a pretty mean combination here at this age group, and he has 2 really good ones.
There's upside for Brentley Ashley.
Here we go, Case. Here we go. Let's go, 3.
The 1-1 for Case Yarbrough. And it's 1-2. Yarbrough entered the game 2 hitters in to the 3rd inning in place of Merrick Cood and struck out the 2 batters he faced. Trying to make it 3 straight. against one of the big dogs here in Waco. And he has.
You want to talk about a mean combination. Case Yarborough's got one as well. That fastball is running up there with some of the best of them here. And we've talked about that sharp slider that he has and possesses too. And you have to think that might have been in the head
Number 21, Grant.
of Brentley Ashley at the plate. Picks him up another punch out.
Grant Utroska is the hitter. Case has been around the game for a very long time. He's seen high-level baseball. His grandpa, Burl Yarborough, is the president of the San Antonio Missions, the San Diego Padres AA affiliate in San Antonio, longtime Dodgers AA affiliate. Nelson Wolff Stadium, Henry the Puffy Taco, and awesome baseball. I'm a San Antonio kid, so spent a lot of time between VJ Keefe and Nelson Wolff Stadium watching that amazing organization run by Case's grandpa, Burl. Here's a 3-0 to Utroska. That's a 4-pitch walk.
Still some life here for Mississippi, and you know what you're fighting for. You said what the stakes are. It's back to school shopping. If you're not able to mount a comeback here, still within striking distance, and we've seen when they can get the bats going, there's a lot of offensive firepower in there, but it's an uphill battle here against a Texas West team that does not look like they're going to slow down.
Yeah, you need runs, and you need them in a hurry.
Now the goal on the other side, if you can keep the mountain 5 that you have to try and climb to tie it into, you can certainly do that over these next few innings of work, but it's going to take some real intentional pitch location and taking advantage of any opportunity that you have with the runner on base.
4 hits for Mississippi, this after getting no hit on the loss to Louisiana yesterday. Speaking of Louisiana, a lot of really good smells around the George W. Bush Little League Leadership Training Center right now, because over at the softball field, they have commandeered that field and are making jambalaya right now. I mean, leave it to Louisiana to be the life of the party and bring the food and refreshments as well.
Yeah, they've been playing early the last couple of days. You give them the late game, and
today actually off for Louisiana.
They are off
yeah,
today.
They'll play
that's
Oklahoma tomorrow.
Even better. You got a few meals in it.
Like, come on, let's have a good time. Let's be at the park. I mean, for the parents who are thinking, we've spent all summer at the park anyways, why not spend the off day? And we got a full count here. This is a big moment for Jackson Stedman and his Clinton Baseball Association Little League teammates. Bayou. Strikeout number 4 for Case Yarborough. And he is begging. Is he begging to stay in the game?
I saw 3 pleases in that.
Yep, and he's out because he has come to his pitch threshold. And so, since he started that at-bat under the second threshold, he will be able to return tomorrow. So you see the pitch count was 25, but he started his last batter in the 1 through 20 threshold, meaning he is available to return without a day of rest.
Yeah, and this is the right move.
That's why he was begging to stay in the game.
It's the right move. I get it. I understand it. And you can tell how much of a fierce competitor he is. But he's still lobbying. He said it's not officially time yet, but that's a heck of an outing for Case Yarborough on the mound. Time you're able to punch out 4 in that short of a stint.
We'll go back to the middle infield. Case Greco, who is a starting center fielder, and had the triple that really opened the scoring in this game. Check out that photo. Adorable.
Is that a river cat sighting?
I believe so. So he's grown a lot since that photo, and looking at his frame, you can tell that there's still a lot more vertical growth to go. He's going to be an impressive prospect in years to come.
He's got the big swing of the day, too. The 2 RBI triple all the way back in the bottom half of the first inning. Difference in the ball game right now where things stand. And, you know, for Texas West, now you start to think ahead. You're certainly not comfortable by any means, as anything can happen at baseball at this level, but you're starting to be more strategic in these moves. You know you've got a long road left if you're trying to make it back to Williamsport, as this team did a couple years ago.
And so the situation now, Gunnar Foltz is the batter. Unfortunately, Preston Blunt is injured and will not be able to return to this game. There's Yarbrough, so smooth at shortstop, and he's able to get that final out here in the top of the fourth. Texas West in control, 5-0.
Your attention, please. On the mound for Mississippi, number 6, Legend Gary.
5-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth for Texas West, the All-Stars from Boerne Little League. Follow the amazing kids as they experience their own Little League World Series adventure. Download the Little League World Series app and watch highlights, photos, schedules, and more. Available in the app stores for Apple and Android devices. Boerne Little League made it all the way to the U.S. Championship game 2 years ago in Williamsport. I think we have some of those all-stars back in the stands watching this new generation of ballers from Boerne, Texas. Casey Martinez, one of those ballers. See right there. Let's say that's an alum.
I think that's a reasonable guess, and you know, a lot of pride in it too. And it's one of those things that brings an entire community together. And when you can continue to support guys that come after you, that's going to be present at all levels of baseball. And for these guys to get to start that experience early is pretty unique.
Connor Wanhanen, I got a question for you.
Oh boy.
Are you ready for the legend?
Yes, I'm ready to watch it and witness it.
We are all witnesses.
I'm glad I don't have to hit off of that breaking ball, though, because that had about 3 feet of depth to it.
To Legend Gary. It's not a nickname, folks. That's his name. And if you are Shavonda and Larry, when you name a child Legend, you know big things are in store. I mean, look at the smile and the grip on the bat when he first got started. Clinton Baseball Association Little League. You knew it was going to be special.
Well, and this comes off of a last defensive half inning. He laid out to his right and then flips the ball to second base for a double play. Now shows the versatility. He can go to the mound.
He says his role model in life is his mom, Shavonda. great kid. Coach Foltz says he's inquisitive. Anytime he hears Coach Foltz, very likely it's Legend asking a question. Casey Martinez to center field. Ashley there for out number 1.
I said this in the last half inning, but the objective for Legend and the rest of this Clinton Baseball Association Little League squad in the field right now, keep that target at 5 that you're chasing. Don't have to get it all back in the 5th. You've got 2 offensive at-bats left in regulation here. It's going to take a lot of work for you to do it, but 5 runs can certainly be achieved with good offense.
And little dribbler, that just had some wicked spin on it. And Stedman was just caught flat-footed. Looked like it was coming right at him and squibbed the other way. That's a hit for Preston Baird.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest ones on an infielder, and you can see that ball just kick hard to the left and away from Jackson Stedman at first base. And it's really hard to practice that too, because it's so far off the end of the bat. You know, a normal fungo or ground ball that you're going to be hit is not going to have that type of side spin to it. Just a bad break for Stedman and a good one for Preston Baird.
Swinging at initial offering is Anders Paulson. Favorite movie, Pacific Rim. Can't say I've watched that one. You see that movie?
No, I feel like there's a lot of those though, right? Is that like one of those
kind of Transformers
sure
type deal? I mean, it's no Saved by the Bell. Needs to be a Saved by the Bell movie. Let's get a reunion going. You know, that starts right here, right now on ESPN Plus. Waco, Texas, Southwest Regional, Connor Von Holland, Lowell Galindo, Anders Paulson at the plate. That there needs to be a Saved by the Bell reunion movie.
You're starting to see more and more of that pop up, though. All sorts of reunions, sequels.
To shortstop, Blair rifles it to second base, gets the lead out Martinez. Baird, check that, 2 down. Lawson Belden, the hitter.
Number 2, Lawson Belden.
So far, so good for Legend Gary on the mound. It's a different approach from what we've seen. It's not necessarily that power fastball, but everything's got some movement to it. And at least for the time being, has this red-hot Texas West offense a little bit out in front and off bounds. Seeing some weak contact here in this 4th inning.
Lawson Belden, the batter. His dad, Rusty Belden, coaching first base. Now, back in the day, we're talking the 80s at Northside Suburban Little League in San Antonio. Rusty was by far the best player. I know this because I played Little League with Rusty. Awesome pitcher, awesome batter. In fact, one year my team had the #1 pick in the draft. My dad was one of the coaches. They did not pick Rusty #1 overall, and I was so mad. He went #2 and shoved it in her face. That was probably the last pick on that team, even with my dad coaching. Here's a 1-2 to Lawson.
You were showing some videos off air, though. You had some wheels back in the day.
A lot of determination, a lot of grit, not a lot of talent, baby. Like none of these players here in Waco. These guys are so good. Oh, the long pause by Legend. In the dirt, it's 2-2.
And you can see his sights are just a little bit too far down in the strike zone to get the swing on some of these balls. He's able to bring it up just a hair. It starts to be a little bit more enticing.
That's out. It's a full count. Young, Lawson, Belden. Hanging in there, not giving in. And Lawson will go say hi to Dad.
It's a really nice at bat here. And a day when it's contagious offensively like this, everybody wants to be swinging. If you're able to take your walk and get to first base, it says a lot about your strike zone discipline.
Another chance for Lyle Fisher, who singled up the middle. Hard shot his last time up. To the right side and down. That's a base hit. Yost waving Paulson home. And the runner is safe. And it's 6-0 Texas West. So another hit. Fisher scored a run, now he drives in a run.
You just can't give him too much room. This offense is playing too good at baseball. It's a great effort out in right field by Shelton. A strong throw here. You see that slide for Anders Paulson, just right in between the legs of the catcher, Grant Utroska. All over the call. It's just a good, aggressive slide into home plate, and another run on the board for Texas West.
What a shot there. Our home plate umpire Philip Ramirez all over that call and all over cleaning up the aftermath. Boom, Blaylock stands in. Boone is having himself quite the tournament. He's 2 for 3. You heard the encouragement from the stands, stay hot. He is hot. 1 for 1 in this game with a double. He wants time.
This is not your stereotypical 12-hole hitter. He's able to drive the baseball back to the fence here.
Had a walk-off hit at the state tournament to secure a comeback win. Oh, we got the fake first and third belly flop. The throw to second, back home will not be handled, and it works as Belden scores. So Lyle Fisher broke for second, fell over on purpose to try to draw the attention in a throw, and it worked.
And we used to call this the Mickey Mouse play, and you'll see what it does here. It just takes a little bit of a face dive, and there needs to be some acting. He'll work on that, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do. You get the throw out there to second base, and then you see Lawson Belden come in around on the backside. Another run home and a 2-spot here in the 4th inning.
Utroska didn't see the spill. He just flipped the mask, picked up the ball. He's like, what is that dude doing right there?
That's you gotta hang out on the ground for a little bit, maybe give yourself a couple of barrel rolls towards second base, make sure the catcher sees you and you get caught up.
Were you ever the runner that got to fall over?
Normally, fortunately, I was the runner on third base when that was called.
Because he had the wheels.
Back in the day. The thought of that now makes my hamstrings hurt.
Did you have a guy you played with that really embellished that dive?
Sure did.
What are we talking? Are you talking like rollovers?
There was a vocal element to it. It was more of a somersault than into a barrel roll. It was impressive.
It's like the grunt on a changeup. Is that what we're talking about? Like vocally selling it?
You know, like almost sounds like you got shot.
People are concerned only to realize it's a first and third play to score a run. Here's the 2-2. And legend Gary with a strikeout to end the inning, but 2 more runs and beautiful acting by Lyle Fisher and Boerne. Texas West certainly looking like a team that, despite the fact that they lost their opener, could be a threat to win the Southwest region and move on to Williamsport. Little League Baseball Regionals continue with Little League Around the Bases, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Our whip-around coverage of every region is hosted by Matt Schick and Mike Rooney. That's started up today. Also see it tomorrow from 1 to 9 Eastern and streaming live on ESPN+. Shout out to Schick and Runes, two of the all-time greats. They love this. They love the game of ball, especially seeing the game played in its purest form here on the Little League level. And so much of Little League baseball about the sense of community, and being out here, you just get the real feel that that is what is embraced by the All-Stars from Boerne Little League. Such a historic run of success by this Little League that is developing future Boerne Greyhounds. And for the boys from Clinton Baseball Association of Mississippi, I mean, you think about the sense of community and the bonds that are made forever. Those bonds that you form on a 7-hour van ride from Clinton, Mississippi, those will last a lifetime. First pitch swinging. And that's fouled back by Gray Shelton. And for the most part, it seemed like the boys were well behaved on that trip. 7 hours here to Waco, Texas. And that is hit shortstop. Yarbrough bobbles it, and a little flip to first. And Shelton is on.
That's a great job by Gray Shelton, putting this pressure on Yarbrough to try and make a good play here with the speed getting down the line. Talked about it with shortstops, not a whole lot of time with these field dimensions and 60-foot base paths. Yarbrough is as sure-handed as we've seen. Just would have been a really tough one, even with a clean transfer.
Rustin Landers shows bunt. Mississippi trailing by 7 here in the top of the 5th. We play 6-inning games in the Little League. And this is our second elimination game of this regional. Mr. Tuna Steak takes it to third base. No hesitation as Carson Patrick fires to second base. It's not just physical attributes, but the mental, the high baseball IQ on display here.
This is really good at third base. You said this a little bit ago. I think the best defense that we've seen in the Southwest Regional has been at first base, but not far behind him has been the play at third base. You got zero time to hesitate on this, and just automatic decision making for Carson Patrick.
Asher Cooley. We're seeing this a lot. Guys will show bunt, pull it back. I'm not sure if that's a mechanism for a take until you get a strike, maybe try to distract the batter, pitcher, excuse me.
I think it's all of the above. And the funny thing enough, I think it actually, it was a mechanism for me, helped me a lot, shortened up my swing. If I ever got really long and around the baseball, hey, if you go to a slash, it keeps you on plane and very flat through it. Have to think it's probably a little bit more of the distraction and maybe put it down element to it here, but it does have some benefits.
It's a popular hitting drill these days to start in that position, bring the bat back, and fire through quickly, almost retracing your steps in that bat path. Try to clean that up a little bit.
Yeah, muscle memory is such a big thing in this sport, whether it's on the mound, in the field, in the batter's box, and really getting comfortable with that bat path is something that these 11 and 12-year-olds continue to work on a daily basis.
Full count from Greco, and Asher Cooley draws the walk. So opportunity is now for Clinton Baseball Association Little League. Camden Blair is going to be the hitter.
Figure 2 or 3 play really big here in this 5th inning for Mississippi, and anything can happen, and we say this all the time. There are some strange things that go on in the game of baseball, but A 7-run deficit. If you're able to chew into that at all, it's going to make that 6th a bit more manageable for you. 5 offensive outs left to play with in regulation.
I'm thinking that's a mechanism to distract the pitcher on take till you get a strike.
I'd have to agree with you. I think that's the move that's being played here, and yeah, that's forcing the pitcher in the strike zone. And right now, it's all about base runners. And if you get a 4-pitch walk, we'll take a 4-pitch walk. No issues at all. And as far as I'm aware, there is no 7-run home run that you can hit.
No.
So you've got to stack traffic up on the base paths.
I'm a big first pitch hack guy. If you get a fastball, smoke it. One, two, you get the nasty stuff like that.
That's true. It's real, and then you got to deal with that with 2 strikes. And this is a good one from Case Greco. Walk on the pitch before. That's tight breaking ball spin down and away. Really tough to deal with for Camden Blair. Strikeout for Greco gets him to 2. A chance to keep the 0 on the board.
Oh, Willie T first pitch swinging, but Yarbrough just too smooth. A little deke. He flipped for a second. Saw that his second baseman, Walker Yost, wasn't quite ready, so slammed on the base himself. 7-0 going to the bottom of the 5th. We're in the bottom of the 5th, first game of day number 3, the Little League Baseball Southwest Regional. And we have a new pitcher, a guy that has been stellar at third base, now getting his shot on the mound, Gunnar Foltz.
The coach's son, Gunnar Foltz, on the mound. He can do a little bit of everything for these Mississippi Little Leaguers. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Perfected the golden brown crisp on a grilled cheese.
Wow.
You may have this inning by yourself. I'm going to go downstairs, see if they've got an extra one.
Well, it's hot enough to just put out a pan and let that cheese melt. We're going to get into the art of the grilled cheese, because that's peak childhood. When you figure out, A, how to make your own meal of food, and B, then perfect it, you feel like you're on top of the world. Nachos was my first step. That isn't all too complicated. Cheese, chips, zap it, we're good.
Yeah, but you got to figure out timing, you got to figure out quantity, all the deal. I mean, for me, it was the PB&J, and it's all about the ratio.
Well, is it? See, I draw the line. Are you cooking if it does not require you to add heat to it?
I think that you just used the verbiage before, though, is make your own meal of food. That's what it is. I'm just saying.
I'm saying the PBJ is a cop-out. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like that's survival. You learn that because you have to. How creative can he get with PBJ? Not creative at all. Just short, player makes the play. You didn't think about that, did you?
You've clearly never put an Uncrustable out on a dugout bench and let it cook a little bit.
There we go.
That's what you do.
Well played. Well played. I stand corrected.
What I'm learning through all of this conversation we're having is that these 12-year-olds are way more advanced than Connor and Lowell at 12.
Absolutely. No shot. That's why it was only nachos for me.
Number 26, Walker.
And I thought it was a big deal when I started adding some jalapenos to that. Like, check this out. Here's Walker Yost, Saved by the Bell. Zach Morris got. And he usually was coming home from school, watching the cast of Saved by the Bell, and making my nachos. And then if I pretended like I was sick and stayed home from school, Price is Right. Bob Barker. Things that these kids do not get to experience. But now, it's all those kids that were raised in the 80s getting a chance to raise these boys and girls. Bringing back the classics like Saved by the Bell. Good spot.
I don't know if I've seen anybody with better strike zone discipline than Walker Yost in this Southwest Regional. It has been really impressive to see the approach that he brings.
Oh, wow. That's a rip. So get into that. When you have that kind of approach and discipline, what does it eventually set up?
Well, you see what he's looking for. He's looking for a pitch that he likes, gets himself to 3-1, and took a couple of close pitches there on the inner half. This one bleeds a little bit too far out over the strike zone. Knows that he can pull the hands through and line this right back where he came from. It's really quiet action for him, and that is a move that you can replicate over and over and over again. And I say this as somebody who slugged his batting average. So you could do that in a very repetitive manner for Walker Yost. That's going to carry him a long way in this game.
Merritt Coote is a hitter. When did you realize you didn't have to swing at strikes? That it was okay to take a pitch that may be a called strike that wasn't something you felt like you could do damage with?
Yeah, you know, that's a really good question, and I think a lot of it is natural. I think I really had that conscious thought in high school where it's, hey, I'm not just looking for a strike, I want my strike. And if I'm looking for something away and somebody throws something in and it's a no strike or one strike count, I can let that go by and live for another pitch. That's okay. That's really where that started to develop for me, was at the high school level.
1-1 from Fultz to Coode. How about recognizing spin? When were you able to start doing that?
Oh, 6 months ago, maybe. If I could do it better, I still might be playing. I don't know.
I mean, at this age, were you anticipating, hey, may see breaking ball, may see change because of the count?
No, not so much. This age was a lot more just pure play reaction, see ball, hit ball, be an athlete with the bat in your hand. Really starting to recognize good spin. Again, it probably came at the high school level, but the breaking balls also weren't the same. You move from high school to the Division I or collegiate level at all. It's a different looking curveball or slider that you see, and you really have to start keying in on that, consciously practicing seeing that spin out of the hand. Otherwise, when you're talking about a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, or some of these guys this day and age have sliders that are 91, 92. You've got to be able to recognize. Looks like we're maybe having a pitch and change.
We do, and there's coach and son sharing a moment. It's been an incredible run, and you see the emotions on the face of his son, Gunnar. All these boys want to come out here, and they want to win. They want to win every game, but the job that John has done with this group of boys, it deserves a lot of credit because they came here, and the state of Mississippi has not had great success in the Southwest Regional. They got to win. They opened up with the win in game number 1, and they've gone toe-to-toe against some really, really good programs. So all these boys should have that chin high and feel really good about the summer that they've had.
Yeah, this is a really tough draw in this elimination game as well for Mississippi. And you're talking about it with Texas West and that opening game matchup. You got the sense that was a team in Texas West that got beat by a healthy score, but that has a lot more in the tank. And you're seeing that all empty out here on this Saturday afternoon. But you're exactly right. I mean, the game was back and forth on opening night for the boys from Mississippi. It just have had two really tough matchups, and that's the way that it works in baseball sometimes. It's a tough thing, but it's part of the beautiful thing about it. You learn how to deal with that. You shake it off, and you got a game the next day.
Rustin Landers is going to be the pitcher for Mississippi. This is an elimination game, so the loser sees their run in postseason baseball come to an end. And for a lot of these boys that have played together for a long time, it's the end of a chapter in their young lives. But good people in Clinton, Mississippi, tight-knit community. Sure, these guys will stay close as they grow into high school ball.
Pretty good community support in Mississippi for baseball, I'd say.
Man. Two of the power programs inside the Magnolia State. First pitch, rip, Greco all over that one. And it's going to be bases loaded, 1 out.
Have yourself a day, Mr. Greco. 3 for 3 now on the ball game. 3 RBIs for him. Of course, the big swing, the triple, go all the way back to the first inning. Shot that to right center field. Scored 2 runs and got this Boerne Little League team off to that hot start.
Chandler Schrammick, the hitter. That is up from Landers, ball number 1. 1-0, also up. Connor, I'm saying Texas West is a team to beat here.
I don't want to see them on the schedule. And
that is fought off to center field. 1 run scores. Cood holds it third. And the ball gets away, and Cood will stay there with the bases loaded, 1 out.
But I don't hate that call either. And you just see the way that this lineup plays. There are no holes. 1 through 12, there are no holes in this lineup for Boerne Little League. And when they're clicking on all cylinders, converting in those scoring opportunities, you see what happens. What it really comes down to, you said this earlier, left 10 men on in their opening game. Otherwise, you're still probably playing through that winner's side of the bracket. They've been in this spot before. Go back to the state tournament where they had to make a run like this. This is familiar territory for them. And you've got a coaching staff where you can see are really paying attention to those pitch counts and trying to strategically line things up over the next few days.
Yeah, seeing Cood and Yarbrough on the mound, I mean, those are 2 guys that certainly could give other teams fits. We've seen Oklahoma once. They looked very good in their opener. Louisiana had the slow start, was able to get it going. Arkansas is a great story. They won a game after being 0 for 9. The boys from Little Rock, and Patrick to left field. The runner tagging from third. It's a good throw, but not in time to get Cood. The throw back to second, not in time. Legend Gary thought it was. He's fired up. And so it's 9-0. And why that runner on second base is so important, that's the winning run because of the run rule. Ten runs after 4. And I think we will have another challenge. And with 1 remaining, John Foltz will use it. And it's an opportunity. Get out of this inning, play more ball, get some at-bats.
Yeah, you can't take him with you, and it certainly was a close play out there. Looks like that foot is into second base. See Legend Gary doing everything he can, trying to get low, get that tag applied.
Check out the offense by Texas West. They had the barrels, but didn't have the runs to show for it against Texas East in their opener. They had the day break and then got here what seemed like 7 hours before the game to get their warm-ups in, and they were ready to go.
They weren't getting their warm-ups in. They had a full-on practice. I felt very guilty walking with my coffee in hand, and these boys were getting after it on the practice field here at the facility in Waco. You talk about what they have the potential to do. It would be really interesting. No team in Southwest Regional history has gone on to win after losing their first game. So would be history here if they do ultimately make the run. But I think you watch them and the way that they're stacking things up here this weekend, assuming that this result ultimately holds, look out, because you may be staring down the barrel of that historic achievement.
Hey, check this out. The boys are having a good time over at second base. That is Case Greco surrounded by the All-Stars from Clinton. They're pointing out somebody in the stands.
They get their eyes on somebody or something. This is the stuff you were talking about, what you miss, right? And being several years removed away from the game now, this is the stuff that's fun. There are guys that I have zero relationship with otherwise that played at different schools or different places from different states. My only interaction with them was what you're seeing on the screen right now. We still text to this day and are good buddies. It's the beautiful thing about baseball, because you have this downtime where you can have those sorts of conversations and jab with each other. Of course, it's competitive. It's all in good fun, but
and these boys didn't know each other until showing up here to Waco. This isn't Texas East and Texas West where they know each other, probably playing a lot at different times of the year. These are all new friends. And you're right, that's what the moment is all about. So the runner is safe at second. Mississippi out of challenges. And Case and Martinez will come up and try to walk this one off. Case Greco is the winning run at second base via the run rule. In there for a strike. Statement performance for Texas West. Did a lot of good things in the opener against Lamar Little League from the Houston area. Texas East came up short and out, and showing that they've got the arms and the bats to do the work. Greco is going to play this conservatively. And I also, honestly, I love the approach by Coach Yost over at third base. There's been a couple of these knocks where he could have waved the runner and could have ended it, but that also, with a 9-0 lead, isn't the right thing to do.
Yeah, well, you don't need to force that issue either. This ball's hit hard, and yeah, you would force the defense to try and play perfect catch on that, and the chances of that are lesser at this level than you see at higher levels. But the station-to-station baseball at this point is something that you just see. It's part of the sportsmanship that all of these guys have all around. Now, they're going to continue to hit. They're going to continue to swing the bat.
Absolutely.
Are you hunting every single extra 60-foot that you could take? Probably not at this point.
And that will walk it off. Barrett is hit by the pitch, and that will bring the 10th run home. And Greco makes it 10-0. And so this should end the game via the run rule, and it does. So Texas West comes up victorious. They will play tomorrow at 6 local against the winner of our next game with Arkansas and Texas East. For the All-Stars from Clinton Baseball Association Little League out of Mississippi, a fantastic run. Feel good about the Mississippi State Championship. Feel good about opening up with the win here in Waco, Texas. A summer that will not be forgotten for a long time for these boys from Mississippi.
Yeah, you really enjoyed watching them play too, and you're going to remember the name Brentley Ashley. He's a special player that you're going to see come up over the next 5-6 years. A heck of a run for those boys, but I'm telling you, look out for Texas West.
I'm with you.
Over the rest of this tournament. This is a team that is firing on all cylinders right now through the bottom half of the bracket.
Statement made. The fans are here. They are supportive. The boys sharing their thanks for mom and dad, brother, sister, friends, and family. The boys from Magnolia State, their run comes to an end in Waco, and Connor is right. Look out for Boerne Little League. Still alive. They put a charge into this one with a 10-0 win. Connor Wanhanen. Great job by you, by the way. I'm Mo Galindo.